चलिए हम लेकिन कहे थे आए अच्छा हाँ बहुत बढ़िया बताया हाँ कहवा बहुत बढ़िया बताइए राजेश पारे का तो नीचे से मिल जाए जल्दी से चीनी हाँ हाँ ये अभी 2-4 दिन का है अभी है भैया 2-4 दिन का है हाँ खत्म होने चलेगा तो क्यों मांगा नहीं
Just checking, can we start now?
हाँ ठीक
Yeah. Let me finish. No, it can be heard with more commentary. I think Monday, right? Yeah, I think it was Monday. I could hear your voice on commentary. Right. You should not be
हाई वाला चला दीजिए
So let's come through. I think somebody else will hang out. We're getting a lot of
Vinay, can we start now?
आलू जितने हम
खेल चलने लगेगा तो कैसे करेंगे?
अभी जब तक है अभी करो, फिर जो सामने आएगा उसको फेस करना। रात में
मैच तो कर
रात में उसको पढ़ना। हम सैनिटाइजर है
लगी डाल दे दो बाबा
कहाँ
सैनिटाइजर
लोग अटैक करेंगे।
नहीं, हम 2 हफ्ता बाद डालेंगे।
अच्छा पूछ
नहीं, हम मम्मी रेंट के लिए अभी मेरे पास मैसेंजर पे मैसेज आता है, रेंट का दिक्कत नहीं है। हाँ, रेंट का दिक्कत नहीं है। 1 हफ्ता तो हम रहेंगे, हम वहाँ बेड बिछा के सोएंगे।
Can you confirm?
अरे पहले यहाँ आप मारिए लिंटर पहले ऊपर हाँ, फिर सामान लेके आइए। हाँ, वैसे एक कमरा ऊपर बनवाना पड़ेगा। हाँ, इधर बनवा दीजिए अजय भैया के रूम के ऊपर, बेडरूम के ऊपर उधर ही बनाना समझदारी है, क्योंकि इधर पे पूरा लुक आप इधर बनवा देंगे, इधर पूरा ढक जाएगा फिर। हाँ, इधर घर बनेगा ना हम लोग के अगल बगल, तो घर बन जाएगा तो ठीक रहेगा। इधर बनवाना बेवकूफ़ी होगा। नहीं बाबा, कोई पर 9 इंची का दीवार उठवा दीजिए। तो फिर सामान मान लीजिए वहाँ से लाके कहाँ रखेंगे? फिर आगे इतनी क्या है, अब कहाँ आएगा? अरे आप मेरी बात समझ नहीं है, इंसेट मार दीजिएगा, लिंटर नहीं तो आपको कहाँ 4 इंची किया? तो आपको क्या करना है उसको? आप नीचे से आप प्लास्टर थोड़े हो पाएगा।
A very good morning to everyone tuning in. We are coming to you with live pictures from the Shpageeza Cricket League to everyone tuning in Kabul in Afghanistan, the rest of Asia and all around the world. We're bringing you live pictures with a very different commentary panel for the very first time. So welcome, good morning. And we are bringing you live pictures of match number 10 of 19 matches in the Speen Cricket League. So we're just about at the halfway mark as we see the Band-E-Amir Dragons take on the Speen Tigers, and this is a good contest. The Dragons at the top of the table, the Tigers not far behind in terms of run rate because they're all even Steven in terms of the points. And well, so far it has been a very solid start by the Tigers. They have been the dominant team, you would have to say. Quality players. 12 for 2 into the 5th over, and Hassan has already picked up 1 wicket. So has Sharafuddin Ashraf as well, who's been the star spinner for the Dragons. And very quickly, I'm going to rope in my co-commentator, someone who needs no introduction to, well, the world of fantasy cricket. Boria Majumdar, welcome and good morning. And I'm happy to see you here at the Spagheeza Cricket League.
Absolutely. You know, when I was approached by our team at Fanport, I was like, this is exciting because as a historian of sport, Afghanistan cricket has always fascinated me. And look at the kind of talent on offer. Sharafuddin Ashraf, the way he can make into, you've seen Zahir Khan breakthrough, you've seen Nabi, you've seen Rashid, you've seen all of these guys, but there is some serious talent on offer today. So, Navneet Krishna, I hope you had Sharafuddin Ashraf in your team as either captain or vice captain.
I have him as my vice captain, so I'm quite happy. Going to very quickly come to you, especially with the playing 11, Boria, of both these teams, because interesting, I was forced to make some last minute changes to my fantasy 11. I'm pretty sure you were as well, because some very interesting names, batsmen who have scored runs, aren't playing this game, especially for the Tigers. And that is why we see a different batting lineup, and I'm going to come to that. But for everyone tuning in, I'm going to come back to you right after this. If you're wondering what this is about, we're bringing you live pictures with fantasy commentary for the very first time. We've never done this before. Revolutionary, you'll probably have to say, in the way we're bringing cricket to you. And Boria, talk to us about, you spoke about you being a historian. This is a little bit of history in itself. For the very first time, going live with fantasy cricket commentary to all our fantasy enthusiasts around the world.
You know, I think this is a trend for the future. And I've said this to everybody at Fanport, and I'm saying this publicly to everyone who's following it. Look, it is revolutionary. I mean, as you see there, they tried a single. Did they get that? We've got a C4 .452. No. Jalat 5, Parvez 1. Hassan in his third over, so might well bowl out there. 1 for 8 so far. Decent, very, very decent start from them. Coming to Navneet's question, I think this is a way forward for the future, because you need this. Because what you are seeing is live picture. So people now need a different flavor. So while we take the last ball, Hassan running in, no run? Yeah, should have been close if he did run for that now. 15 for 2, 5 overs done.
Yeah, it's been a solid start by the Dragons, you have to say, because mind you, teams have scored well in excess of 170. Couple of times over 200 in the first 9 matches this season as well. So it certainly is a good wicket for batting here in Kabul. And coming back, Boria, it really is wonderful to just be part of this little historic event here in terms of bringing cricket.
2 things I will say. One, look at the way cricket is now being played in the new normal. So if Kabul can do this, Afghanistan can do this, there is a new normal that can be done. So we are not starved of sport anymore, and I'm delighted that Fanport is live streaming this game. Take me, I'm in Calcutta in my house. I'm in a virtual sport studio doing commentary. It is locked down in Calcutta, otherwise I would be depressed, and here I watch Sharafuddin Ashraf running. And that's an inside-out over extra cover for a beautiful boundary. That's a good shot. That's a good shot from Parvez. Sizing up, moving, giving himself space there. Look at him, he'll move out, and there you go, inside out, over extra for a beautiful boundary. And Sharafuddin Ashraf is a wily bowler. Coming to your point, in my house, locked down in Calcutta, you would feel stifled and depressed and negative, and here you are in a virtual commentary booth, different parts of the world, our producers somewhere in the West, people from all across the country doing this. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely, and that is the beauty of how we try to find creative solutions to the problems that we're facing this year. It hasn't been easy in 2020, and it hasn't been easy for the Tigers here today this morning. Sharafuddin Ashraf, 8 wickets in just 3 matches, and mind you, we're talking T20 cricket. 8 wickets in 3 matches, and you add the one that he's gotten today, makes it 9. He certainly has been the bowler to watch out for in this season of the SPL. And Parvez is taking him on. That is risky business. Positive intent from Parvez here. And just coming back, we've seen a few batsmen dominate. We've seen a few bowlers dominate. when I think about Afghan cricket, Korea, there are two very, very specific characteristics that stand out for me. One is aggressive batsmen with intent. They come out all guns blazing. And number two, right out of this ball is really, they have this factory of spinners that they produce, and I just can't seem to understand how they do this, but they come up with quality every now and then. Talk to me about Afghanistan cricket in itself and what I just mentioned.
Absolutely. Sharafuddin Ashraf there, 9 wickets. If you see the last ball of the over, his third, 1 for 14. So good spell. Last ball of the power play. Did they go for a single? Shouldn't. 22 for 2. Last ball of the power play. So 15 runs in his 3. Good start for them. But to answer Navneet's question, they've got tremendous depth in terms of their spin ability. Whether it's Rashid, whether it's Nabi, whether it's Zahir, whether it's all of these guys, it is fantastic. And you know, I was there when they played that first historic match in St. Lucia, their T20 in 2010 in April. I watched that game, and from then on, I mean, what a revolution it has been. And I remember that first press conference also, which I attended, you know, and Asghar was there. He's been part of this story. Tim Albion's book on Afghanistan cricket. Anyone who's listening to this broadcast, please go and listen, sort of read it. Fantastic. And I think what has helped them, Navneet, is the fact that they are training in India. This training in India, where they are exposed to top quality facilities, has helped Afghanistan cricket big time.
Yeah, we see a change in the bowling here. Mirwais Ashraf comes into the bowling attack for the Dragons. Plenty of experience for Ashraf. Right now, let's talk a little bit about what our teams look like for this game, Boria. I'm going to quickly give you a sense of my combination. I've gone with a 6-5 in favor of the Dragons. It was always going to tilt in favor of the Dragons only because they look the better team on paper, more balanced, bigger names. I'll come back to you. Shot, fantastic shot in the slot. And wow, well done. Excellent piece of fielding at the boundary line at long on. Cuts off the boundary. Well applauded and acknowledged in the dugout as well. Fantastic. I'm hoping he hasn't done himself there. That is a good piece of fielding. Maybe some quick first aid should do. These are wonderful images coming to you from Kabul in Afghanistan. The Shpageeza Cricket League 2020. I have a 6-5 combination, Boria. And what I do have is, how about talking about the batsmen? Just the batsmen initially. I have 4 batsmen, 3 of them, no surprise at all, from the Dragons. The captain, Asghar Afghan, the superstar of the season so far, 3 matches, 3 half centuries. The man is all over the headlines, Usman Ghani, and needless to say, the aggressor, Hazratullah Zazai. I have the 3 of them, fairly straightforward choices, no surprises. And flirting with danger is Parvez there. And I had Shabir Noori, a forced change that I had to make in the last minute. He hit that massive 6 that you see right now, and then was hoping to do a little too much pretty quickly and departed. So these are my 4 batsmen. Who do you have?
Similar. I also have the 3 that you mentioned. I think most of us will have. I will be very surprised if 80% people do not have the 3 you mentioned. Usman Ghani, Hazratullah Zafai, Asghar Afghan. Shabir Noori, I think, will be between 40 and 50%, but those will be last minute changes because of the change in playing 11. So these are the 3 I do have. I also have gone with 6-5. I have dropped Ikram Ali Khil last moment and gone with Shafaq. And in my all-rounders list, I've got Sharafuddin Ashraf and Karim Saleh.
Can I come back to you on the wicket keepers and the all-rounders? Just a moment on the batsman itself, right? All right. When we're talking about in a game, and I'll come to you right after this delivery.
You know, Navdeep, I want to make this point that you just saw a spectacular save in the boundary. I think along with fantasy commentary, fantasy cricket will also evolve. I think these saves, it actually saved 3 runs for his team.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It deserves points.
Yeah.
It cannot be statistical. At this point in time, what fantasy cricket needs to also maybe inject is subjectivity. Now, when I say that, these kind of saves, now will the 3 runs impact the outcome of the game? Maybe yes, maybe not. Should that be rewarded is a question I leave the viewers with.
Oh, that's just really a nothing shot. That was a wild slog from Jalat there. Well, his elbow made contact with the delivery. We're almost towards the end of the 7th over, just 28 for 2. And mind you, we're talking about a team that has scored runs, plenty of them, which means that the Dragons here have been very dominant. In the history of the SPL, it's 2-2 when we talk about head-to-head stats. So not much to choose between these two sides, but really if you look at recent form, you'd have to say that the Dragons go in as favourites. This time he dances down the track. It is a skyer. That is really high. And it looks like it's gone the distance as well. That is a good comeback from Farwaiz. In fact, Farwaiz has been the aggressor. He's looked in good touch from the get-go. And the end of the 7th over, 34 for 2.
That's very West Indian, isn't it? That shot, Navneet Krishna, it's got Phil Simmons written all over it.